Action.
They say if a man meets a woman or the wrong woman, she can destroy 10 years of his life or take 10 years of his life up, through divorce or being angry or whatever. Meeting the wrong woman, engaging with the wrong woman will take 10 years. And right now, Tory Lanez found out like the hard way, not a theoretical 10 years, like a for real 10 years. He made a woman mad at him, and now he's going to prison. Or he's in prison for 2 years.
How you even get your, you know what? We've all been here, I think, where we just ask ourselves, how did I get in this position? But I'm definitely thinking Tory Lanez is one of them guys. Like, how did I put myself in this position? To be honest, I mean, I knew of Tory Lanez. We live in a time where it's just so much art out there that I've listened to Tory Lanez, but I hadn't really given him the listen that I should have, that I think I should now, to even be caring about how did he get into a situation where you're with one of the largest female rappers in the game, and this all goes down, and it just seems like it goes down from here from this.
I think that leads to like two powerful points, right? Because right now Drake is trying to fight the companies because they promote your voice. If the company is behind you, if the big labels, if they push your music, then you get like 1 million of however many sales, right?
Right.
If they don't push your music, they tried to blackball Tory Lanez, and so they can. If Drake is successful, he can highlight how Universal Music Group and these other companies collude to stop an artist. But number two, man, Tory Lanez is so talented, he's still producing music while he's in jail.
And it's hard.
Hey, his music is so good.
It's tough.
That Meg The Stallion is still sending lawsuits to this man while he's incarcerated. I'm like, yo, she did a whole documentary talking about him, but every time he makes some music, and they got his whole cell searched.
Yo, man, that's crazy when you said that too, because I'm like, okay, listen, I can't speak to why somebody personally wants to do whatever they're trying to do, because again, I'm just not invested in the situation enough to know to what really happened. It's just a lot of oddness surrounding it. However, I mean, this dude is in the penitentiary, and it seems like for a substantially a lot more time, relatively speaking. Why are we doing this?
This is not popular, right? But in general, don't make a woman angry. More specifically, do not make a black woman angry. Do not embarrass a black woman.
Never.
What your mama tell you in public, boy, don't you embarrass me.
Never. Because you're going to pay for it. And you're probably most likely going to pay for it through the court system.
Hey, look, whatever happened in the car at that party, it has been reported that, number one, Tory Lanez was messing with Meg The Stallion. She confessed to that. He was also messing with the friend. And they said at the party that the host of the party wanted to mess with him also, who was Kylie Jenner. And that made Meg get so pissed off. And so when she got mad, they asked her to leave. And when she left, she came back talking about she forgot something. And that's when all the chaos ensued. And then they had to leave together, which is why the bad thing happened. But they just say it doesn't matter what happened before. Meg The Stallion is the victim. That's wild times, bro.
Here's the truth. We will believe women and children without examination. And children
are liars.
Children can lie, but most of the time we expect that children are going to tell us the truth.
Do you really?
We expect, because when you ask a 5-year-old child, did something happen, you want them to tell you it. You would expect that they're going to tell you exactly how it went down.
I want my child to tell me that, man, but my child is thinking about the consequences.
Will lie. Thinking about the consequences will lie. So this, in the same way, I think women will do the exact same thing, and we just take them at face value and say, oh, what she said is 100% accurate. We're going to take this at face value and make some type of arrangement because of it.
What do you say when a person knows, like right now we're living in the age of lawfare, huh? Just sue somebody. There's no more physicality. If you don't like somebody, just sue them and you can say whatever. And if you lose, okay, no big deal.
Yeah, man, it's wild times we're living in. And I see the importance of legislation in some way to protect against just someone saying something. Like there has, it's like, okay, we're living in a time where mass communication can be an issue. So it just has to be regulated.
You remember
to some degree.
In boot camp, when you come into boot camp, they talk to you about how to engage in intercourse with women.
Right.
And they talk about the legalities, and they say at any point in time, like if you insert you 13 strokes in, if she says stop, please stop, or no, or whatever, or she looks like she's in discomfort, you must pull out and comfort her and ask her if she's okay. So what I'm saying is they've literally legislated the entire act of intercourse. And I'm like, yo, man, it's even to the place where if you're on a date, you got to say, do I have consent to touch you? Just to make physical contact, you need consent, or else it's assault. And I'm like, okay. Like, so when you say legislation, I'm saying there's a group of people who are a lot of lawyers, and so you got these people controlling your wang tang.
Right. And I don't listen. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about regulation
Lawyers.
in the sense of what you.
That's a small group of people.
What you can say, you have freedom of speech, but you can't make accusations towards someone in order to find real physical penalty on them without a true fact.
But why not? Like Jay-Z's in the news right now, and this person,
Words out my mouth.
and this person's sitting there, and she's saying that I was 13 and all these things happened, and it's been proven that a lot of things that she said just aren't true.
Right.
But if she can get paid.
Right. And then we also have Jaguar Wright backtracking. Jaguar Wright is backtracking now, which, listen, man, these are the drunk uncles and aunts that show up. They gonna say some truth, but if they have a story for everything, a lot of it is BS. But at the end of the day,
wait a minute, hold on a minute. I don't think I think that Jay-Z did a very specific thing. He said, "I'm going to spend money," and once she saw how much money he was going to spend, she received a cease and desist. She looked at her bank, and she ain't got enough money to pay to fight that shit off. And if you can't fight back, they'll put a lien on your house.
So you think Jaguar was being accurate about the shit she was saying?
If you can't fight back, they'll take your stuff. Depends on where you are. Man, she was saying that she was there. I don't know what her experience was, but she had a negative experience.
Right.
I don't know who Jay-Z is, but I know when you deal with a lot of people, that gives you more possibilities for negative interactions.
Hey, that's true. Listen, I've said it at least. I'm gonna say this. I've said it that you ain't in entertainment. He wasn't in that circle and not a satellite to some bullshit. No different than I said OJ's a satellite to his, wife's unaliving. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I think a lot of the things she went on to continue to say might have been fluff. It kind of sounded like it because of like, well, how was you even around for that? Like some stuff, yeah. But a lot of this, I think, is more hearsay, or you just on here talking because you mad at him or whatever the case may be. I really
think the world is that small. I think like being black entertainers, being entertainers, and being in hip hop entertainers, I think it's a real small world. And I think when people have bad experiences, like Melissa Ford, she won't put no names on anything on the Joe Budden podcast, but she says that when she on those video shoots, they knew who were the creeps and who weren't the creeps, and they behaved in a way to try to protect themselves. It looked crazy the way she was trying to say it because like she's trying to spill some tea. If you were there and you knew people were predators, but you won't say who the predators are, right. I think by default, like you're complicit in the being a predator.
Oh man, hey.
Because everybody wants to protect their relationships. They want to protect their money. They don't want to get sued. They don't want to lose business deals. And in hip hop music, Rock Nation and Jay-Z have so much power.
Yeah.
Say the wrong thing and your career is going to be over.
And I mean, hey, look, let's be real. You've never seen him come out and just say anything himself. Like he's written something and he's put out a post of Tony Busby, which they finna totally just try to like take him out the game. That's why I was like, hey, Diddy might get free. And some are saying like, no. But I'm like, but hey, if he gets him out of there and all these plaintiffs that he had, but of course he has a criminal. I know he has a criminal.
So Jay-Z's lawyer came to him and said, so he paid $30 million. Your friend Diddy, he paid $30 million, and that got him into prison. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pay me $5 million, and I'm gonna put on the greatest lawyer theater that America's ever seen. I'm gonna discredit her publicly, and we're gonna shame her, and we're gonna let everybody know in America, if you got something bad to say about Jay-Z, he's gonna spend $5 million to stop you. He's gonna hire me, and I'm gonna be relentless. I'm not gonna stop. And so you better have all your dates. You better have DNA if you want to say something about me.
Yeah. Hey, made that clear. Hey,
which makes me feel like, damn, Jay-Z's a guilty ass nigga. Boy, when you make a statement,
he's guilty?
But when you make a statement that big, it might not be this case, but there's somebody out there that you want to stop. You want to tell Jaguar White, hey, be quiet. Hey, Jaguar, if you don't stop, I'm finna stop you. I'm finna stop you. Hey, these people play a whole different game. When you talk about billionaires, bro. So they were talking about business transactions, and so you want to buy a piece of property, and it might be a hot piece of property. The other person will hire investigators to come and find out information about you just to discredit you publicly, to get you caught up in the court so that they can go ahead and make the purchase because you're incapable right now.
Well, what he doesn't want, let's just be honest, okay? We've seen all of this happen before, time and time again. We have seen an accusation get on social media. People start to purge and get into the information. A civil suit comes. A civil suit is settled. And then guess what happens after that? The criminal case comes on. And then we often see these people go to prison. So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, I am going to cut this shit out because I don't want no federal, any type of investigation on me.
What's homeboy's name? Bill Cosby. They said he wanted to buy a large media network. And so when he wanted to buy the large media network, then all of a sudden, here comes the allegations. We're going to tie you up in court for at least the next 5 to 7 years. Man, they know how long these court cases take. They know how many motions that they can file to drag it along just so that, man, you wanted to be part of the NFL? No. You wanted to be part of the NBA? You wanted to put a bank in your city? You ain't going to be able to do it.
Hey, because it's very wild how we didn't see Kaepernick go to another team.
I mean, just the social pressure. And
that's crazy, dog. Like, he's better than probably 80% of the league.
That's a hot take.
He's better than 80% of the league and could not. I mean, look, we just looking at the things that Kaepernick was able to do early on. I think he had a good situation with the 49ers, but, you know, when you got Harbaugh leaving, going to college and whatever the case may be, I think that was an issue. I don't think anybody was willing to come on, you know, when I was watching football, you know, was able to come in and really just put a system together that worked for him.
Who the hell is Colin Kaepernick? I know I'm pushing back like really hard, but who the hell is this guy? Hey, listen, I'm a content creator, so you're going to judge me based on my content, not based on anything else, not based on the way I shoot a basketball, because I can't shoot a basketball that well. Hey, dear Colin Kaepernick, if they're not talking about your football play, then what are we talking about? If they ain't talking about running for 80 yards or throwing an 80-yard bomb, if they're talking about you taking a knee, that tells me that, man, that's what they remember from the game? Every camera in the stadium, the only thing that they remember, y'all probably lost that game too, the only thing that they remember is your ass on your knee. I'm just saying the media is so powerful.
It's very powerful, and that's why I'm pointing all this out to say that at the end of the day, you know, whatever the power structure is at the top, whatever they say, that's it goes. That's what they're saying. They're like, hey, we don't care if that was noble.
And I'll tell you what, in Colin Kaepernick, he went, he got some lawyers, they sued, he got your $100 million, Nike gave you $100 million, you're a $200 revolutionary. Where's the money? Where's the revolution?
Oh, man.
Why we playing? These niggas is rich.
You said a $200 revolution? That's what you said?
He got $200 million.
$200 million, yeah.
So where's the revolution at? Huh?
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What was he supposed to do?
He's supposed to have some type of idea. If they're talking about you, if the whole thing is about you, say something. Tell me why you did it. What's it for? You done garnered all this attention and all this money and all these resources. Okay, now what? There is no there.
You know what? I'm going to say this. That's going to always be the issue with someone we feel like is standing up for a righteous cause. We want to see you really carry it out the rest of your life. We want to see you implement plans. I mean, that's what we're expecting, because I think that many of us feel that we would do the exact same thing.
Or maybe be intentional. Or maybe have an exit strategy.
For like his cause.
Hell yeah, man, be deliberate. A general, man, city planners, they map out cities 20 years in advance. They know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and they're very deliberate with their actions. He was just a nigga doing some shit. We always catch it. Why do we only want niggas to just do some shit? Who's Rosa Parks, the lady that rode a bus? And we just want some niggas to do some shit.
Right.
Like, man. Oh my God. The shit the nigga did was so monumental. Hey, the first time I had a baby, the first time I saw like solid shit come out of his ass, I was like, my baby's good bowels is coming in, right? My second baby, nigga, I was like, man, if you don't, I can't wait till I potty train this nigga. This shit is no longer impressive, man. And we done seen the same goddamn black tricks over and over again where it's like it's not impressive no more.
You looking for the real deal.
Yeah, I want some motherfucking money,
It's
nigga.
not coming from an athlete.
And so
I think it's not gonna come from that's where I think we got the game fucked up. It's not coming from no athlete. It's not gonna come from an entertainer. It's actually gonna have to come from a group of people that have somehow gotten to the, business world, got some capital, however it may have come. They put their dollars together. Now they're even entering into politics. They're entering, they're creating societies that help make decisions and shit like that. Like, it's going to be successful people that do that.
America's very simple.
Right.
If you disrupt the flow of capital, they're going to stop your life.
Damn.
If you disrupt the flow of capital, they will stop your life. Period. I don't care who you are.
Right.
I don't care who you are. You want to stop this money? Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Now you're divorced. Now you don't see your children. Now you lost your house. Now your bank debanked you. Okay. Want to keep playing?
And the whole debanking thing is wild too.
They say another word, nigga.
The debanking.
Say another motherfucking word, nigga. Pinky.
I mean, and again, this is where we're gonna
you seen Friday, you know Pinky.
You know what's funny is I said this. We're going to spend a lot of time going back to politics because everything we talk about trickles back. Because a lot of what right people have talked about is like, hey, what's up with this debanking thing? A lot of these issues that we see or seem to be, that seems more like, like communism or fascism, the things that is happening right now in our government that shouldn't be happening. And we should take action as a people to say, no, you can't do that. So that's being talked about.
But we don't even understand their value because right now we're allowing Google to determine our value. We're allowing Spotify to determine our value. Spotify determines a stream, and so a stream determines what my content creation is. And so now there's no longer no free market for the artist. Like, how can I set my price for my art that I'm creating when Spotify controls it? And so when we started talking about Tory Lanez, he's making the most dopest, freshest art, and these people, they won't playlist them, they won't push it. Because the company says I don't want you to be the guy.
You know what I think the new pioneering move is?
Tell me.
For any content creator, and I'm gonna just even think musically, especially music. I mean, you've already kind of seen it because it's already been set up with like Bandcamp and all these other places that you can go and access this music, but it's still ran by some type of firm and company. I think right now the new out the trunk is building your actual own site where you can access all that material from that place, even though this does exist. I mean, people are doing this. I'm just saying, but that is the new space that if you can make successful, you really don't need a lot of people to do that. You just need a consistent amount of people that can come get that material, and you can control how it runs from there. You can control the material that you put out from there as best you can. Of course, the federal government is still at play. So if they feel like, hey, some shit is being...
The question is, like, when you make that determination, you're asking yourself, you got to make a conscious decision. Do I want to be Paul Wall or do I want to be Eminem? Because if you want to do out the trunk and, direct to consumer type,
right,
you're going to be Paul Wall. You can sell 500,000 copies in your city. Hell yeah, you're rich, you famous, you got money. Everybody knows you. It's like you're a movie star.
Right. Man,
but goddamn, when you say Eminem, it's like 100 million worldwide. Physical, tangible copies because they gave that nigga the green light. I'm saying,
right.
Somehow you got to put enough pressure on the system to where it's like it's so revolutionary. The people speak up. They call it a populist movement, right? The people really just start screaming, "Hey, these laws and shit. I can't have sex with my wife because you say that it's like marital taking it." And I'm like, how in the hell, bro? I've woken up several times with different women riding on my Wayne tank. They'll say, well, it was hard. And I'm like, if I was a bitch ass nigga, I'd take you to court and I'd sue you and I'd take all your money and embarrass you, right? But men and women are not the same. And that's okay.
And so actually, even in saying that, I think a big point is what you just said. If that's already something that's legislated, why are we having this kind of censorship or restriction in the space of just putting out art?
Ooh, man, because... Hey, speech is the most powerful tool that the world has ever seen. As soon as they gave the person the ability to use this right here, goddamn, you could change the world. You can have a revolution. You hear me? Boy, you can make people. Woo!
Nah, that's true.
You can make something shake.
Words matter.
Say the right thing in the right way, rhythmically. You can hypnotize a motherfucker. They just be in a trance, like, oh my god.
Words matter. Words matter. How it's being said. The conviction in it, the sincerity in it, it matters. I mean, this is why you have had in history people who have been great speakers they are the leaders, great speakers, people who are, they are politicians at their hearts.
They said Shakespeare wrote so many plays. You talking about content? This man put out so many plays. He wrote so much that he literally changed language. Like it was like 10% of the language, like was words that came up from Shakespeare. Just like, man, I need to describe this thing that I'm doing in my play, and I don't have the word to describe it, so I will call it this.
Or perhaps William Francis Bacon, whoever they said that was really Shakespeare, right? The conspiracies.
and if you talk to a black man, everybody in history was a nigga.
Yeah. No.
Hey, but look, if you look at geographically, they are different. You know what I'm saying? Europe is connected to Africa, is connected to Asia. You know what I'm saying? Like so their trade routes, they're interconnected.
Right.
And so hell yeah, they had black babies, and hell yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they know each other in a familiar way.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. I mean, you know what? And not to just get off into another tangent, but actually in all parts of the world, there is a dark group of people that are, Aboriginal. So, I mean, even I know that's an issue sometimes when people talk about that in history as well. Like, well, hey, there's a dark group on every part of the continent. It's like, damn, why y'all hate black so bad? Sometimes it seems like y'all just hate black so bad. Like, damn, that's all we saying. We're not saying that, it hasn't morphed into anything else, but it's like you can't even say that.
I can only imagine. So, like this concept of white supremacy, it's a pretty new idea. It's probably like the last, I don't know, a couple hundred years, the concept of white supremacy.
Right.
Now, if you go back, say 5,000 years and niggas run the world, I can only imagine that every story told, if the Bible is written about black folks, and then you got to tell stories about the black folks for thousands of years, you talk about black folks. As soon as you get your get back, we got these niggas now. Got you now, nigga.
I mean, that is true, man. I mean, it's been a lot of it started with people out of Africa. It was
fucked around and gave a nigga a microphone.
It was black. Yeah, it was black people. Black people ran for so long. I mean, that's just what it was. They made it a racial issue, and now they're in this issue. Look, let's be honest. We've talked politics. We've said who we voted for. We understand all of that. And where we align. I know some of y'all have preconceived notions about us, but we're still black men that understand the black plight. And I will say this: there is a level of white boy. What they had to do is that was lighting the little lanterns and shit out there. Undertone to this I saw what you put about JD Vance taking dude to the damn football game. Like, what this dude do to go to a football game? I totally agree with that. I'm like, dude, so you mean to tell me, and I remember this incident and what happened. Okay, he had to, take this guy out for all the reasons that he said. They charged him with this murder. At first, and he got in there. They said that it was probably because
Daniel Penny, Jordan.
Daniel Penny, yeah. To have defense, he was able to do this, and now he's touted as a hero. But how? Like, so was the idea that he was getting persecuted because it was a black man? No matter, even if you had people that felt that way, do what you said that DEI should do. Getting rid of that is look at it plain and simple. What happened? Okay, that defends everybody's right to defend themselves, whatever the case may be. We're gonna take him and tout him, JD Vance, he's a hero, a patriot. Why? How is he this patriot?
Because he's according to their perception of him, he was a homeless black crackhead, and that's the lowest rung of society.
Right.
And with that rung of society, do as you will.
Right.
Do as you will.
And I mean, we've seen that. So look, we're looking at that too. So do right in office, or are we gonna speak out against that?
I think there's
matter.
I think there's a real comparison between Jordan Neely and the way that man executed him on that train, and Meg The Stallion and Tory Lanez, the way that she used the law to take this man's life away from him. He is a musical genius. He is talented. And instead of letting this man be the brightest light, because I think he would have gave Drake fits. He would be giving the music industry fits right now with his creativity. And they said, we got to sit this nigga down.
I've said this before. Nobody likes black men. Everybody talks about black women being the least protected or whatever, which was taken out of context from that Malcolm X speech. But the black, we're men still. You got to remember that. See, a woman can come out and say, oh, I don't feel protected and I don't have protection, and whine about it. We're men.
Hold on. Like when you say that we're a man.
Right.
So like based on race, right? We say, man, the white people have power. everything's about relationships. And
Right.
so if you have more relationships, then you have access to more resources. This ain't that hard, but you want them to give you some of the resources. So I'll say, nigga, perform better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Create something of value that they want and then trade with these people.
Right.
This is how we do business. And the same thing is with the woman. Listen, like a family is a system. Like, you can't just walk around and say, I'm not connected to nobody and everybody's supposed to protect me. You better go attach yourself to someone. Go, hey, ask your father, ask your cousin, ask your brother, or get a husband.
Right.
But
right.
to arbitrarily think that a stranger is supposed to care about you, that's crazy. What kind of world do we live in? Like, all this stuff.
And you doing your thing today, man. You out there preaching. Exactly. And this is a concept that they have to be instructed on. But when we talk about women, specifically black women, because we got Megan The Stallion, we're talking about specifically black women, they really lack in this area because they've never had it much. You know, this matriarchal society concept is hurtful because when as men try to come and guide you out of the nonsense that you do, you say you're independent, you can do your own thing, but you only adhere to the white man.
Have you heard the new trend? We listen and we don't judge.
Right.
All women just want to say, man, I was with 1,000 men. We listen and we don't judge. I had 13 abortions. We listen and we don't judge. I sent a man to prison because I was mad at him. We listen and we hell yeah, we judge.
And I don't participate. Like, some shit is stupid. Like, nah, I'm not listening. First off, hey, we in an overshare society. Someone's always only sharing with you what they need to, but we really in an overshare society. And I think if you're sharing something that is a vulgarity, I definitely think it needs to come with some level of, hey,
why are you trying to
wisdom
censor people right now? Nigga, shake your wang tang, shake your hoo-ha's. If somebody want to see it, they can pay to see it, put it up behind a paywall. I'm just saying, bro, like,
with it, okay.
My
okay.
taste don't define your taste.
That's true. If we put something behind a paywall, yeah, whatever the case may be, is order to it. You know what I'm saying? I forgot where I was going with this. I was like, damn, okay, like, nah, I mean, look, you gotta have order to shit, but fuck it. Look, we all like vulgarity, but here's the issue. Some shit shouldn't be accessible to kids. Like, things shouldn't be accessible. I think we live in a time where everything is just overly accessible.
Man, fuck them kids.
Man.
The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive.